Austrian apricot cake, or Marillenkuchen, a light buttery sponge cake topped with fresh apricots that soften into little pockets of sweet tart jam as they bake. The first time I had this wasn't actually in Austria, it was on a picnic in the Black Forest in Germany. My host mother had made it earlier that morning, wrapped it up, and took it with us on a drive through the mountains. Later that day, we spread out a picnic blanket in a flowering meadow and enjoyed slices of the summery cake. That day has stuck with me for almost 20 years, so I thought we'd bring some of that European summer into our kitchens. I'm Kristen, and on Bake Across Europe, I explore the history and traditions of European baking, guided by the recipes I've encountered while traveling and learning about new ones along the way. So join me today, and we're going to make this simple and easy Austrian apricot cake. So this cake gets its light and airy structure from separating the eggs, the whites from the yolks. So we're gonna start by beating the whites because you want your bowl clean when you are beating egg whites so that they can rise to their full potential. You don't want any oil or residue of anything else in your bowl. So we're gonna beat those, put them in a bowl, and then we're gonna beat the rest of the ingredients in this same bowl, but you don't have to clean it out for your other ingredients. You just want it clean for the whites. So add 6 room temperature egg whites to the bowl of your stand mixer or to a large bowl, and then you can use an electric hand mixer if that's all you have. And then just add a pinch of salt to the whites for stability. You're going to remove them from the bowl and briefly set them aside in another bowl. And then we're going to use the same mixer to mix the rest of our ingredients. So fix your mixer with a paddle attachment, and then we're going to add the softened butter to the mixer along with some granulated sugar. And then beat this until really light, pale, and fluffy. So once it's pale yellow and light and fluffy, I'm gonna add in the 6 egg yolks and vanilla extract, or vanilla sugar would be the more authentic vanilla to add. And I'm using rum extract here, otherwise you could use 2 tablespoons of rum. Sometimes I find that rum sort of disappears after baking, so I'm trying some rum extract instead. So along with that, I'm gonna add in 6 egg yolks, one at a time. As always, scrape down the bowl as you need to. And the last ingredient, or for the wet ingredients, is sour cream. So let's add that in. And then we'll add in the dry ingredients. So now stir together your baking powder and all-purpose flour. So whisk that briefly, and then we're gonna add it in, and then we'll fold in those beaten egg whites. Now, as with all cakes, you want to just briefly add this just until combined, because you don't want to activate any of the gluten in the flour, because that will make a tough sponge cake. I always forget to do this little trick, but sometimes it's hard to get all of the dry ingredients from your bowl into the mixer. It's actually a better idea to pour it in with some parchment paper. But I always forget that until I'm actually struggling to get it in. So we're just gonna mix it just until the dry ingredients disappear into the wet. So I've just transferred this to a glass bowl just so you can see what I'm doing, but you can leave it in your mixing bowl if you're not filming a video. I am now just going to briefly mix in a good amount of this just to soften it up, and then I'll be a little bit more careful as I fold the rest in. But doing this initially will make it easier to gently fold in the rest of those egg whites, because you want some of that air to remain so you have a light and fluffy sponge cake. Try to be a little bit gentler with the rest of these egg whites so they get folded in and maintain some of that air.
If you're enjoying this video and have learned something so far, hit the like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this one. And if you'd like to keep exploring Europe through its baking, subscribe to Bake Across Europe on Substack. Twice a week, I share new recipes along with the history, traditions, and places that make each one worth discovering. You can find a link to that in the description box.
So now that the batter is considerably lightened by those egg whites, we're going to spread it into a parchment-lined 9 by 13 cake pan and then top it with apricots. I always like to make a sling of parchment paper where you have edges that you can later pick up and take your cake out of the pan so you can actually present it out of the pan and it looks nicer. I'm going to spread that cake batter in there. A little offset butter knife works perfect for spreading the batter evenly across the cake pan. Now this is a very popular cake all across the German-speaking countries, but it is considered an Austrian cake, and you can hear that in its name, Marillenkuchen. Marillen is the Austrian word for apricots. The German word is apricots, or aprikosen for plural, but the Austrians have a different word, even though they are a German-speaking country. So you can find this in homes, but you can also find this in coffee houses around Austria. Just a simple Marillenkuchen, a slice to go with your coffee, either at Oma's house or at a bakery or coffee house. As with many European baked goods that tend to be homemade, they are on the lighter side of sweetness. So this is not a heavily sweet cake. It's just a very light treat that you can enjoy with an afternoon cup of coffee and not feel guilty. It's kind of like a healthy little snack that also happens to be a treat. A lot of the Germanic desserts are like that. You'll find that they are on the lighter side of sweetness. American palates tend to prefer really, really sweet things. So if you find that this isn't up to your taste, that you want something a little bit sweeter, once we put the apricots over this batter, you can actually sprinkle each of them with sugar to give them a little bit more of a pop of sweetness. Now I know that I said fresh apricots. Yes, it is apricot season, so please use fresh apricots if you have them on hand. But I happen to have these jarred apricots that I bought, and I don't want them to go to waste. I have quite a few of them, and the label says that they don't have that many months left on my shelf. So we're gonna use these today instead. And the fun thing about jarred apricots is I'm gonna take this liquid later and add some gelatin to it and make apricot flavored jello for my kids. I'm going to arrange them over the batter. Now it is completely up to your preference. I see them designed on the top one of two ways. With the cut side up, gives a little bit more of a textured, interesting look, and other times I see it with the cut side down, and that almost gives it the look of like an egg yolk in the center of your cake. So it's whatever your preference is, you can arrange them how you like in the batter. I think I'm going to do cut side up. Just going to very lightly press them into the batter so that they sit in there nicely and that the batter bakes up around it. Alrighty, so that is a simple apricot cake. Let's pop it in the oven and let it bake. And once it's cool, it's ready to go. Okay, let's give this a try. It's actually better than I remember it. It's been so long since I've had this. Wow, it's very light and fluffy and just the perfect amount of sweetness. I describe it as what an American would call a snacking cake. It is healthy enough to have as a snack and not quite as decadent as like an American slice of cake because it's not full of sugar, but it's pleasantly sweet. So you're not like searching for that sweetness that you wish was there. This is really good. You definitely should make this for your next picnic. And watch out for upcoming videos where I do some more bakes that can be packed along in a picnic basket and brought to eat with family and friends.